get to your minimum viable product, you will probably have to go through many different iterations. My definition of a minimum viable product is the point at which you can tell someone about your idea and they'll buy into it, and you probably have something to show them. So a minimum viable product is kind of really subjective. So it took a while to get to know what I wanted and what others wanted as well. The goal of eReuse was to eliminate electronic waste. We looked at how electronic products are produced, we looked at why people buy them, if there are any reuse options, and ultimately what are the best ways to make sure that most of the material in e-waste is actually recycled. In order to solve this really massive problem, we went through about 6 different iterations. In our first iteration, we were just a student society. We were participating in entrepreneurial activities, and we were a group of students refurbishing computers through a second supplier. In our second iteration, we decided to bring the computer reuse component in-house. We were refurbishing computers in our own homes and then distributing them to community centres. In our third iteration, we decided to take our small group from our student society out into the real world and become a not-for-profit. So we registered with the Australian Charities and Not-for-Profits Commission. We worked with groups such as Mission Australia, Randwick Council, the multicultural networks, including services for refugees and migrants. Ultimately, we found ourselves teaching resume skills, basic computer skills to a wide range of groups. In our fourth iteration, we tried to bring everything together into one single program. So we brought our e-waste reuse program into ARC, the student union here at UNSW. We also solidified our community relations activities by focusing on distributing computers to disadvantaged groups. We built a website with a shop on it so that any caseworker could look at the computers that we have and simply place an order for a computer to be delivered to them. So not only the community centres could gain access to computers, also clients could. Clients could go and talk to a caseworker, discuss their situation, get the help they needed, and also have a computer ordered for them. They could also participate in a few of the courses that we were still running at their community centre. Our fifth iteration involved incorporating a research component into the work that we were doing. We were finding that the work that we were doing was so cutting edge in engineering and science that it was actually worthwhile to talk to academics who were working in areas around hazardous waste management and the recycling of e-waste. We reached out to lecturers in the School of Civil and Environmental Engineering who were working on e-waste and life cycle assessment. Through this, I could participate in research around the life cycle assessment of e-waste and also do my honours thesis project. In our sixth and final iteration, we started to get schools involved in donating computers to our cause. So different schools across the university and also different faculties have started delivering computers to us for us to refurbish. Now we've got a really strong incoming stream of computers. We've got an equally strong array of different community centres that can contact us and order a computer for their clients. At this final iteration, I feel really comfortable with the product that we've finally produced. It actually took us 3.5 years to get to this stage. It took us 3.5 years because we had to really discover how the industry worked. We had to discover how all these different sectors worked, whether it was research and academia, the science around materials, the engineering around e-waste management, or just the social policy around how we deal with disadvantaged groups. In our final iteration, we've achieved our aim at developing a format in which e-waste can be eliminated. We've brought together recycling and reuse and different elements of our community into one system for e-waste management. Now that we've developed this system, it can be rolled out to different universities and different community groups. We would never have been able to predict the place that we would be at today. And it's all thanks to the fact that at every stage in our journey, we stopped and thought about the changes that needed to be made and whether we were actually targeting the aim that we set out to achieve. So iterating takes you to really different places. It can take you much further than where you initially even started out. I definitely know that I've learnt so much through taking the time to reflect, have some constructive self-criticism, and make the necessary changes to reach those high goals that we set at the start. don't try and see results right away. It's often about the process that you go through. E-reuse wouldn't be the way it is today if we didn't go down all these different exploratory tracks. So we wouldn't have such a great connection with community groups if we didn't really get involved with what they do, even though that's completely different to what e-waste management is about. The reason why e-reuse is so great, I think, is because we took the time to explore and to understand other opinions, and that's made it a really solid project today. E-reuse was always about getting other people around me to engage in more sustainable practices. I'm actually really happy to see that I can step back and plenty of other people who are really good at what they do can fill in the different roles required. They're all better than me at the single job that they're doing. They're better at running the workshops, they're better at working out the logistics of how we deliver to community centres. There is a role for everyone in a more sustainable future.